What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the ChazEllisProject.com if you want to watch more videos and you want to get a consultation or you want to make a donation to keep these videos going, whatever. Make sure you go to the ChazEllisProject.com. Also hit me up on Chaz Ellis, on Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook if you want to see some of these videos a little bit earlier than you might be seeing them now. Anyway. I was asked a question about why is it so hard for women to get married? What are some of the things that make it hard for women to get married? And a lot of it is myths. There are myths out there that a lot of women fall into that keep them from getting married, keep them from being able to take that next step in a relationship. A lot of women believe certain things about marriage, and when you have certain things that you believe that really are not necessarily true, they can cause you to behave in a way that's going to stop you from being able to be successful. Number one that I've mentioned in the preview to this video, but you probably didn't see it. Number one is marriage being a finish line. Marriage is not the finish line. Most women think this. They think if I'm getting with this dude, even though he's a jerk, and we get married, then he's going to stop being a jerk. He's going to be way better than he ever was before. You ever heard that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife? Well, you can't turn an asshole into a husband either. You can't. It doesn't work that way. If a dude is a jerk before, he's going to be a jerk when you get married. You don't kiss the frog and turn him into a prince. He's just going to stay a frog. You're married to a frog. That's the way it is. So make sure that you don't feel like it's a finish line. Sometimes you guys are sticking around wasting 5, 6, 7 years with people that you shouldn't even be in a relationship with at all. You shouldn't have wasted 2 months with that person. But you think a lot of times, well, if we get married, he's going to change. And then, if you ever were to cross that bridge, it wouldn't happen. And most of the time, you're never going to get married anyway. But you just stay there until you figure out you're not going to get married, rather than the fact that you figured out you was with a jerk. When you figured out you were with a jerk, that's when you should have left. But most of y'all will hang around until you figure out you're never going to get married. It's kind of wasting time. Number two, there's a myth that good men are men that want what you want. Now, I know this is going to probably piss some people off, but this is not realistic and this is not real. You have to understand this. As a woman, men are never, ever, ever, ever going to just want what you want. Okay? Most men don't wake up in the morning wanting to get married. Period. It's not how it is. And as a matter of fact, the guys that generally do want that are usually lower on the totem pole. Just the way it is. I know some guys will get mad that I said that, but I don't care. It's the real. It's the honest truth. And most of y'all women, y'all talk to me, y'all let me know that. Like, yeah, I got plenty of guys that want to marry me, but they ain't the type of dudes I want. Yeah, because most guys who just want to jump out there and get married are usually lower on the totem pole. They want to be rescued from the difficulties of dating. That's usually what you're running into. So as a woman, you want to put yourself in a position where you understand that fact that the guy you want probably isn't just jumping at the opportunity to get married. Not just in general. See, women mostly, and this is not every single woman in the world, but this dictates the market. The norm dictates the market. And y'all have to understand, it's like when I say women want to get married, there's always somebody that writes at the bottom, all of us don't want to get married and blah, 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 blah. The norm dictates the market. Did you know that there are some people who think that a diamond is no more valuable than a piece of glass? A lot of people think like that. But if those people go to the store to buy a diamond, guess what? They got to pay the same amount that you do. Just the way it is. Doesn't matter what's valuable to you or not valuable to you. The price is dictated by the norm. The market is dictated by the norm. It's dictated by what other people want. We all got to follow that. So what happens with women is they go into a situation thinking that men want what they want. If he's a good man, then he wants what I want. He wants to get married and settle down just like me. A man wants the woman. Women, you guys want the man, but you want the marriage. You want the structure, the security, and all those kind of things. Like I said, may not be every woman, so you don't need to argue that down in the comment box. But the norm dictates the market. That's just the way it is. Most women want that. That's all that counts. If you're outside of the norm, they don't really count. Sorry, that's just the way life works. So you have to understand that most men don't want what you want. Not most men that are operating on the level that you're looking for. Because most of y'all are looking for the top-notch guys. You know, you're looking for the dude that's got other options. Otherwise, you'd already be married. So, you got to understand that men are not going to always want what you want. You have to sell you. That's what you got to sell. Not the do the right thing and be a real man and marry me. What kind of sense does that make? What's in it for him? You have to show what's in it for him. This is what I'm going to do for you. And that may not seem fair to women. Because they're like, well, why do I have to just prove that I'm the right girl for him all the time? I got to prove that I'm wife material. Why do I got to prove that? That's not fair. It's not fair, maybe, but that's just the way it is, because we don't want what you want. We want a great woman. If we got to get married to have that great woman over a long period of time, we'll do so. You want to get married. So you're going to have to prove it to us that we should marry you. And I know that don't sound fair to people, but whenever somebody tells you that life is fair, they're just lying to you. Life's not fair. If life was fair, we'd all be the same. We're not all the same, so it's not fair. That's just the way it is. It's the way it works. The sooner you wrap your head around that, the better off you'll be. Another one is this is number 3. Marriage does not require more commitment. This is one of the things that a lot of women believe. Marriage does not require more commitment than a relationship. I see y'all all the time, like when women will tell me stuff like, if my husband ever cheated on me, I would just leave him. If my husband does this, I'll just leave him. If he does that, I'll just leave him. And then you wonder why you're not married. And why you probably never will be. The truth of the matter is, if you were willing to leave a dude because he does something, he cheats on you or something like that, I know everybody's like, what? If he cheats on me, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Ask yourself this question. And I know people will get mad at me for saying this, but ask yourself this question. What's in it for him? Why did he need to marry you? You're a girlfriend. No matter how you slice it, marriage is a piece of paper. The whole thing is a piece of paper. It ain't nothing but paper. It's the commitment and the bond that matters, and the mutual agreement to stay together. That's it. So if you take him cheating on you means that you leave, then his girlfriend would do that. Everything you're doing, a girl would do. I know a lot of women are like, well, I don't give boyfriends wife privileges. Well, everyone else does, so the norm dictates the market. You not giving wife privileges isn't going to mean anything. That doesn't mean he's going to marry you or he's going to stick around longer because of that. Not if he's a person that has options. Because he's going to be like, whatever you'll do when I marry you, somebody else will do before I marry you. And they'll be just as good looking as you, just as smart as you, just as funny as you. They'll have no one's one of a kind. We think we are, but there's other people out there that are just as valuable as you. Just keeping it real. So, what you have to understand is, if you're not willing to make that commitment, if there's no extra commitment involved, you're not really married, and there's no reason for him to marry you. That's why a lot of women don't get married. It's not like they're going to sit here. We as men generally know that if I marry you, you ain't going to do nothing but leave me if something bad happens. If I do something wrong, you leave me just like a girlfriend. Now, the only difference is, now I'm going to owe you money. What should I marry you for? There's no sense in it. I'm not going to get anything extra. And if you're like, if you're just withholding what I think I should be getting in a relationship and then offering that to me later, I'm still not getting nothing I can get not married. I just can't get it from you. Okay, I get it from somebody else. I'm just being real. I know that sounds messed up to a lot of people, but I'm telling you what's really in the mind of a man. And a lot of y'all get mad at that because y'all want me to tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. Anyway, number 4. Everybody is Cinderella. This is a myth. Everybody is Cinderella. I want my Prince Charming and I deserve somebody that this I deserve. Yeah. They be on that all the time. And it's like, everybody's not freaking Cinderella. You're a regular chick. You know, you have to understand that concept. That this person that's got everything, he's the best looking, and the most money, and smartest, and the funniest, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like the person that they feel like, I gotta marry this person. I need that. This is my choice. This is what I want. Your choices got to match up with who you are and what you are. I mean, do you see be real with yourself. Do you see yourself as the smartest, the funniest, the best looking, all this stuff? Is that what you see when you look in the mirror? Is that what you feel like you are? If that's not the case, then why is that what you're chasing? Why not chase somebody? Why not try to find somebody that's on the same plane as you are? Why try to find somebody that's way up here and you're not? Now, I know that sounds messed up to some people because it's like, I know from day one, it's like, you deserve a Prince Charming. They don't ever tell you that how many Prince Charmings are there in the whole world? Not very many. So the chances of you getting that are pretty low, especially when you're not Cinderella. You're not Sleeping Beauty or one of these, people you see on television or in the book or something. You're not one of those people. So what's your chances of getting that? It's not to say you can't get a really good person. It's not to say you can't get a really good relationship with somebody who's really a great catch. It's just to say that you want to date Leonardo DiCaprio and you're not on that level. It's probably not going to happen. And it's not settling when you're getting somebody who's parallel to you. That's not settling. And that's a myth that people give, that you hear all the time. Everybody's freaking Cinderella and they just supposed to get this super high person. So they feel like every time they find people that are on their level, that love them and want to be with them, they don't want to take that step because they feel like some great dude is just going to come out of the woodworks and he's going to be better than everything they've ever had before. Chances are it's not going to happen. Number 5, this is the last one. The guy has to have already made it. I see a lot of women now, they listen to this K. Michelle stuff about, you can't raise a man. What the hell does that even mean? Why are you listening to this person? Like, have you ever even seen her with a man in recorded history? What does she know about anything? You can't raise a man. Because somebody is struggling doesn't mean you're raising them. There are people who come to you and they're struggling, but they have ambition, they have goals, they're achieving things. And, they'll achieve later on. They'll be, they might be a star. Like, you look at a lot of different people that got with people when they were younger and broke. My parents, when they were, my dad wasn't really doing very well when my mom got married to him, and, life really changed for him. Thank God for us. Things started going way better for him, and my childhood was dope. But, my mom could have went and got somebody else that was, doing better at the time, and maybe their situation would have gotten worse, and my shoe game would have been ruined. But anyway, that happens. You got to understand the fact that people change and life changes. Life is ebbs and flows, and that's just the way it is. You get with somebody and you feel like they got to already be there. Hey, you could be there today and then be down tomorrow. If that means you're just going to leave? And the truth of the matter is that guys are less likely to get married once they're already there. So if you're looking for a guy who's already there, that means that you're going to have to be that much better. You're going to be that much more attractive, that much smarter. You're going to have that much more money. You're going to have to be in a situation where you're going to have to be a lot higher up to get somebody who's already there. When you can kind of get somebody who's on the way up, get the respect that comes along with that. And even when y'all break up, if that does happen, because that does happen. But generally, you going to break up with people anyway. If it's a rich guy, poor guy, whatever the case may be. But if y'all do stay together, y'all do stay married, or don't stay married, you're still going to get more respect from that person. I mean, of course, you probably get more money too. if y'all got divorced 10, 15 years later after that person became successful, you're going to get more money too. But when you get with somebody who's already there, you have to understand that, and this is what a lot of women don't realize also, they're not willing to make the shift in what they expect. If they try to date a guy who's got $1 billion and then expect to get treated like they're dating a guy who's got $50 in the bank, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand that you are an accessory to that $1 million person. And that's not trying to be a jerk about it, but you just got to understand they have a lot of things. And if you wouldn't be with them if they didn't have those things, then you are an accessory just like everything else that they buy. which isn't, hey, that may not be a bad thing all the time, but, it's what you should expect. So that's one of the things, like, don't feel like they just got to be there for you to be married to them or fall in love, because things change. Money changes. I've seen people go up and down myself. I've seen people go from the top of the world to the bottom. I've seen people go from the bottom to the top. I've seen that personally with my own eyes, people that I knew. It happens, and you never know when. So that's some of the things you want to take into consideration. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also go to the ChazEllisProject.com. Be a part of some of the discussions we're having if you want to get a consultation or whatever. Also go to Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook. That's where you're going to see a lot of the quotes and stuff like that. Hit me up on Twitter also. Peace.